I worked at a grocery store from 1998 until 2001 when I graduated high school. Shout out to Albertsons in Lake Forest Park, Washington. Employee of the month? Once. Fired 2 weeks before I moved to LA because I stole film and groceries and beer and sandwich meat? Yep.
Hey, it's Herbert. And you're listening to the About Last Night podcast, you slippery little son of a bitch.
About last night.
One, count 'em. Two, count 'em. Three waters comes I'm hungover from edibles and booze in Vegas. Welcome back to the show. How are you? Happy Monday. We are a week away from my special coming out. Like it, subscribe. More on that in a moment. First of all, Vegas has done it again. Vegas won, Adam nothing. Hey, Vegas, fuck you. If you haven't been to Las Vegas in the last, month, you're missing out on possibly one of the greatest shows of all time. The Dead & Co., featuring my homie John Mayer, is a show that is making Willy Wonka's wet dream look like, imagine if you walked into a Baskin Robbins and they were like, free ice cream for everyone, except for you. And they point to some kid who's double fisting, and they're like, you don't need any more, Caleb. It's a show that makes you go, wow, man. There's something to be said about putting time and effort and cash into graphics that blow your mind. I've never seen the Dead & Co. I've seen John Mayer. He rips. He's unbelievable. He slaps, as the kids say, on the guitar. And he is a wizard with his fingers. So you put that with one of the best jam bands of all time. Go ahead and throw up a bunch of colorful image. I don't even know how to describe it. I have done Molly twice. I got a weird back rub from a guy who was also driving the car while rubbing me at the same time. It was in a van with comics. We were at Bonnaroo. Long story. And so, I was like, oh, hey, I'm good. And he was like, is the Molly kicking in? I was like, yeah, I don't know, but I think you just hit somebody. And he's like, we're having a good time. So there's so many drugs you can do to see a show like this. I was like, give me a couple J's, give me some cocktails, and I feel like I'm going to experience what I need to experience. But looking down below the box that we were in, thank you, John, was so many people dancing and bobbing and puking and falling and fainting and just experiencing the show how they thought they were supposed to. I've heard from people who also like to participate in Molly, acid, fucking meth, weed, coke, booze, things that the more whoa, the better it is. But I don't know, man. It was wild. You've seen the videos on Instagram. You've seen the celebs post Instagram stories of the shows, or seeing U2 at the Sphere. The Sphere in general is one of those places that you go, it's going to now be like on the list of things to go see. It used to be the Playboy Mansion. It's still kind of Disneyland. Where OJ's house, Neverland Ranch, there's, the beach from Goonies, where Ted Danson, I don't know, had an orgy. Are you going to tell me Ted Danson hasn't had an orgy? You're talking about a guy that has continued to work in TV for decades. Everyone likes him. Charming. He's Ted Danson. He's smooth. He's just, hey, the dance is here. He's dancing. You can't stop dancing, Ted Danson. It's probably what his friends say to him as they're receiving him. He's that type of guy. Friends with benefits, fuck buddy city, and he's the mayor. Shout out to Ted Danson. But it was a great show. I didn't puke. Motion sickness for sure. But the sphere is a man-made creation, and it makes you go, wow, dude, anything's possible. America's fucking cool, dude. You know, we've got a bunch of fucking idiots. We've got people that'll ride the public bus and take a sip of the drink that you're drinking without asking. We've got people in Los Angeles. There's a fun game I like to play most days I walk down Hollywood Boulevard called, is that human poop? Or, nope, that's human shit. So, look, there's people for Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs all over this world of ours. But sometimes we put our heads together and we come up with something like the Sphere. And John Mayer and the Dead & Co. rip it up for Friday and Saturday until further notice. I think it's going till August. If you can get out there, can't recommend it enough. Again, thanks to John and his team for setting us up. Went with Santino and our wives. Santino and I hadn't kicked it in a hot minute, so that was fun. Last minute, too. Last minute. Should we go? Got the invite. Should we go? Life is short. We're all going to die. Maybe at the Sphere. What a way to go. Shout out to my boy Scott, who rolled through and handled pickles and bagel like a fucking champ. They love him more than they love me. And hadn't kicked it with Santino outside of comedy for a hot minute. And it makes you go, wow, dude, we're in the rigmarole. We're in the grind. We're in the thick. And you forget that you need those out of bounds, off camera, off stage, away from the grind hangs so that you actually can remain some semblance of normalcy and feel like a fucking person. Yeah, we had a Vegas night, you know? And what that means is a fun show, some cocktails, some weed, and the hang continues after the show. Meaning, go back to the hotel, stayed at the Wynn. Wow. The Wynn is how hotels should be. If that's not their slogan. Hi, welcome to the Wynn, how hotels should be. Can you smell cum or blood in the lobby? Of course not. You're not at the Holiday Inn. You're at the Wynn, where you can be a winner. And we felt like one, man. Had cocktails galore. Went to a really cool bar called Delilah. Went and gambled a little bit. Lost a little money. Won a little money. Lost a little bit more. Won some of it back. That's Vegas. Did see a couple people that looked like they were losing it all, and I gotta say, that is wild to see live. Car accidents. Shark attacks. People losing it all. Marry, fuck, kill of natural human tragedies. I would rather see someone get eaten by a shark than lose it all at the roulette table. Hi, I'm Adam Ray. Do you like shark attacks? Neither do I. But I'd rather see someone put it all on red and go, oh, fuck! Than, I'd rather not see that, I'm sorry, than get eaten alive because it was devastating. It was devastating. I just looked over and I saw a guy go, oh, fuck! Oh, damn it! No, Dan, what am I going to do? What am I going to do, Scott? I'll call her. I'll call her. Hey, yeah, no, we have to push the wedding. Because I fucked up. It was sad, dude. I'd rather watch a fucking shark come up someone on the beach. I swear, we're going to Paris next year. Well, okay. Well, then I'll send you a postcard and tell you how good Coldplay really was. Ha! And they get fucking chomped and just swallowed. Whole. A shark ain't taking his time. I think it's bite, snip, yump. So check out the Sphere in Vegas if you get a chance. The trip back was nice. It was quick. You got to get out of there. Get in and out. There's In-N-Out Burger and there's In-N-Out Travel. Wow. Great name for a travel company. Not starting one, but if I were, In-N-Out Travel. Although, just like In-N-Out Burger, they probably only have like 2 options and they do actually take forever. They're like, In-N-Out Travel, the world's first travel tourism advisor company that only goes to 2 places. And it takes a year to get there because we do it by bird scooter. Ever wanted to see the Bermuda Triangle? Do you live in Tacoma, Washington? Well, let us here at In-N-Out Travel take you there next year for your friend's birthday that you'll pay for. I recently saw something, and I need to talk about it. You ever go to the grocery store late? Me too. You ever see a couple fight and you go, I should have spoken up. One of them's going to die. It looked like a true crime. I think I'm still drunk. From Las Vegas. You ever see a true crime doc being played out at the grocery store? Me too. The scene was Ralph's. Sunset Boulevard. 11:10 p.m. Girl, guy, they're getting hot dog buns. They're getting Alka-Seltzer. They're getting Tums. They're getting condoms. They're getting bagels. They're getting pizza. They're getting milk. They're getting butter. They're getting jam. They're getting juice. They're getting granola bars. They're getting lettuce. They're getting peanut butter. They're getting yams. They're getting pickles. They're getting burgers. They're getting tomatoes, and they're getting more yams, and they're going to town on each other. But it's a Johnny Depp, Amber Heard type vibe. They're fighting in the aisle, and a la the old Dane Cook bit where the couple fights in the grocery store and you can't help but eavesdrop and listen. This was fun to listen to, and then it took a turn. And I don't want to say she shoved him into the frozen food door, but it sounded like he knocked the drumsticks off the shelf from his head, kajoosh, smacking into the frozen food door. Now, I worked at a grocery store from 1998 until 2001 when I graduated high school. Shout out to Albertsons in Lake Forest Park, Washington. Employee of the month? Once. Fired 2 weeks before I moved to LA because I stole film and groceries and beer and sandwich meat? Yep. But I loved working there, and I love the camaraderie of the grocery store people. It's a community. It's like any place of work. Everyone's there supporting each other. There's gossip. There's drama. You know, it's a place where people are living right in front of you. No one's hiding shit, dude. You can't walk into a grocery store. You're supposed to put on a happy face, even if your cat just got fucking, thrown into a lake. That was the best example I could come up with. You have to just act like nothing's wrong. You got to first lady it. You know how sometimes first ladies have to just everything's great. When Bill Clinton was like, I put a cigarette in Monica's pussy. I forget what he said, but he said what he did, and Hillary was just like, I wish I could have been there. Sounds like fun. And just had to act like it was no big deal. Just take it on the chin, table for one. That's how people are at a grocery store. They're dealing with real shit. They're bringing in baggage. But the produce aisle needs to stay light and fresh, no pun intended, and drama-free. But sometimes you just can't get around it. So yeah, I got fired from Albertsons. There was a point to that story. Some of the things that you see at the grocery store don't always become stories for later in life. A lot of stories don't. I have a buddy that is a bad storyteller, and I told him he should start writing down things that happened because he would start to tell me, and he would just trail off like 20 seconds in and go, and then Christine and I, so we have bowling with my friend Pat. He's getting ready to move to South Dakota, and we get to the bowling alley, and I get my shoes. They don't really fit. Not a big deal. Go back, get another pair of shoes. I get back. The ball I picked, some guy from like two lanes down came over and took my ball. And I wasn't gonna fight him because I was like, yeah, just the chicken fingers. Thanks, sweetie. And anyways, so I didn't fight him in the ball. I got the ball. I ended up finding the ball that I didn't. How you been, man? And you're like, what? No beginning, no middle, and no, say it with me, end to the story. And so I told him, start writing these things down so you have a little bit more of like a reason to speak. But he's a good guy. But it's tough. So when you see something like a couple fighting dramatically in the cookie aisle, yeah, man, my interest has peaked. Yeah, man, I'm going to probably follow them for a couple aisles and see how this unfolds. Sometimes you see really sketchy people. By the way, nothing really happened. She screamed something about like, this is why your dad or this is why, what did she say? This is why you're going to be a bad dad, she said to him. Oh, in the cookie aisle. Kids love cookies. You ain't going there. Not with your kid that fucking hates you because you're a shit dad. Said you're going to be a bad dad in the cookie aisle. Oh, that was me shoving a knife into the top of my sternum. R.I.P. for that guy's relationship. But you know what? PIR, Price is Right. The price is right, dude, for you to fucking cash in your chips and move on. She called you out in the fucking cookie aisle of the grocery store. Better times ahead. Better times ahead. I don't know. It's tough, dude. I don't even know how you think about being a high school kid trying to like even just date in high school. Like, you want to talk about adult relationships. A buddy of mine's going through it right now. And I'm like, dude, hit the reset button. New chapter. Next round. Here we go. You know, flush it. You know, if you wake up and there's an unexpected turd in the toilet, no cause for concern. Okay, you don't need to call the cops. Just flush it and start over. But I believe that to be true. You know, my buddy's dealing with this girl that's a little on the crazy side. Now, look, I know that people don't like to use the label crazy, but there are people that are crazy. Jodi Arias, O.J. Simpson, Jeffrey Dahmer. That's crazy. That's not. I've been watching a lot of crime documentaries where these people are just so oblivious to what they did. They're using religion, and not the REM kind that you can lose and find in the same moment. I'm talking about the type of religion that makes you go, "You're actually the wrong one. You're a demon, and I must kill you. And my husband and my kids, because you also have demons inside you. I'm living with a family full of demons, and you'll all die. You're going to be a shit dad," in the cookie aisle. So, you know, I try to go, man, life ain't that bad. What if I was raised in a household, in a family that was so wild over religion that it was like you could believe something just truly bonkers like that. My mom is celebrating a birthday in 3 weeks. She's hitting the big, I think 7'5". Wow, dude. Unreal. Trying to go big for it, trying to figure out what the move is. I think I've got something decently cool set up, but man, what a time to be alive. I think every year we say that, where something big happens or a movie comes. You know, when Avatar came out, I was like, dude, I can't believe I'm alive when Avatar's out. Or, you know, Michael Jackson, when all that shit went down. Or wars, obviously. And then you got Trump becoming Schwarzenegger becoming governor. There's just so many things where you're like, I can't believe I got to live through that at an age where, you know, where it was cool to be around for it and really understand what was happening. Like the grunge era in Seattle, I wasn't old enough to really be a part of it. I was a couple years below. So when people were like, dude, fucking Pearl Jam, I was like, yeah, dude, fucking Angels in the Outfield soundtrack, also very cool. So, so that definitely makes you question, how do we ever have a year where it's not wild? And I think the answer is COVID. No, the answer is, by the way, that is just a fart in the wind. Haven't thought about COVID in what? Over a year? Remember we washed our food? I remember going home to Seattle and sitting in the backyard with my mom and stepdad, and my mom would get a little too close, and I'd go, "Get the fuck away from me!" That was a lot. That was a lot. I wasn't planning on screaming like that, and I think I popped a blood vessel. But we were all definitely on edge. That's my point. we had a Dr. Phil Live last week that might be the best one yet. Dax Shepard, Sal Vulcano, Rick Glassman, comedian, magician Justin Willman, and Blake Griffin, NBA superstar and future Hall of Famer Blake Griffin. Yeah, clap at home by yourself. Crazy lineup. Never had Dax, Sal, and Rick on stage together. Nobody has. Rick and Sal are homies. Dax and Rick are homies. Dax and Sal had never met. Dax and myself had never met. And it was a real treat, dude. Everybody found their place. We had a nice rhythm. The show drops on YouTube June 14th. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/AdamRayComedy, and get the Dr. Phil Live June 14th, 2 days before my special drops. Like and subscribe on my YouTube as well. For free. Enjoy it. Share it. Love it. Watch it. If you don't like it, don't say anything. Just fucking turn it off and go back to, I don't know what you'd, imagine not liking a comedy special and then going to do something positive. You're probably almost like, I just wasted my time. This guy couldn't entertain me. Now I'm going to go tell someone they're a shit dad in a cookie aisle. June 14th, Dr. Phil Live. Dax Shepard is a big dude. He's a funny dude. Him and Rick have a great rapport, so that was a really nice thing. Justin Willman is a wildly talented magician. The show opens with the monologue and some crowd work, and then Justin Willman just blows everybody's minds. I know I've talked about magic being too much for me sometimes. This was the comedy magic and the illusion, which is the name of Justin's tour, Illusionati. I think justinwillman.com. He's on tour. Go see his show. Everyone was like, wait, what? It was wild. He definitely is a master of his craft, and talking to him just about trying to like find new tricks and stuff. It was really fascinating. I don't know how, I know how to craft a stand-up set, and write jokes, and I have a process more or less for all that, and rinse and repeat, and trying stuff, and knowing when to peel back the layers more, and when a joke might be done, when to add another tag, how to get a bigger pop, not how to, but what I would want to have happen. And that's the whole part of just playing around and exploring and trying to put a set together. Same thing with his tricks. He's like trying to come up with stuff that's for these all ages shows, and it's tricky, man. He's got a show, Magic for Humans, and the Magic Prank Show, both on Netflix. Those are great. Check those out. But Justin Willman, man, wildly talented guy. The show itself was pretty fun. Can't wait for you guys to see it. June 14th. Rick was full Rick. If you like Rick Glassman, you're gonna like this episode. He was full Rick. Blake is tall as fuck, and was super funny, dude. Blake is one of those athletes, you just don't expect athletes to have a lot of, that's not their thing. Their thing is to be athletically incredible. And Blake has really transitioned into this smooth, cool, natural, good timing. He's done, I think, stand-up even a few times, but real comfy in the chair, found a nice groove with all four of us. Yeah, the ending to this show is pretty insane. I can't wait for you guys to see it. June 14th, subscribe, check it out. And June 28th, the May 6th show with Bert Kreischer, Mark Norman, Dr. Pimple Popper, Tony Hinchcliffe, and the Goo Goo Dolls drops June 28th. The best of. The full YouTube version is still up right now at drphillive.tv. YouTube has restricted a few elements of the show, so the full episode you can get at drphillive.tv for $11, and a best of from that will be up on YouTube on June 28th. Specials June 16th. Tour dates are adamraycomedy.com. This weekend, I'm in Tacoma, Washington. What? Tacoma? Tacoma is south of Seattle. It's not Seattle, but it's pretty close. Tacoma, there's no real beef. It's not like a Jets versus Sharks, UCLA versus USC, Bloods versus Crips. But Tacoma is, they're definitely looking at Seattle like, what's up? You think you're pretty cool, huh? Yeah. Your mom's got stinky tits. And you're like, what? Ha And you're like, all right, man. I'm with my kid. We're at a stoplight. Where are you going? I'm taking the bus. So that's a little Tacoma versus Seattle. That's kind of the vibe. But Tacoma's cleaning up, and the Tacoma Comedy Club is a great room. We're going to have a lot of fun. I think 4 out of the 5 shows are sold out. So let's get those last few sold. AdamRayComedy.com for those tickets. I think the early show Friday and Saturday and late show Saturday are sold out. I think early show Friday and Thursday still have some room. So come out to the show. Going to be about 70% new than what's on the special on Sunday. So you're getting 2 shows in a weekend if you want. Hope you guys come out to that. And then I turn 42 on Sunday. 42, wow. Not really thinking about it too much. But as I look in the mirror, I go, all right, that looks like what I maybe thought I'd look like at 42. Not totally. I like to clean it up in some spots. But, for the shit I've done in the life I've lived, that looks about right. But 42 could be 52. That's what I always say. I could be 52. And I could be 62. So let's go ahead and live it up and soak it up and try to take 42 up a notch. Famous 42s. 1942, tequila. Jackie Robinson, first black baseball player. Pretty big deal. Number 42. Jerry Stackhouse, the NBA basketball player. I think wore number 42. So I'm going to be 42. I remember when I hit 40, I was like, that felt old. 41 felt like not even a real birthday. 42 was like, and maybe there's just more going on. And I guess, medically feeling pretty good. I guess that's how you assess any year, right? You're like, did I fucking get cancer? Did I have a heart thing? No, like, so, did I have too much pizza one time? Yeah. Was I okay? Yeah. Cool, man. Happy birthday. Going to the Mariners game on Sunday. It's also Father's Day. Shout out to all the fathers. Shout out to the fathers and shout out to the mothers who call the fathers bad dads in cookie aisles. Shout out to my dad. Shout out to my stepdad. Shout out to my brother-in-law. Shout out to me for being a dog dad. No. Shout out to the real. It's not the same. It is not the same. Stop it. Hey, got a friend who owns a ferret. Said he loves it like a real kid. I said it is not. A ferret is not a kid. By the way, he has a fucking pet ferret. There's certain red flags in male relationships, and I should have seen that coming. I should have seen that he was going to get a ferret, but I was too deep into the relationship. Now, will I ever go to his place and meet the ferret? Fuck no. Will I ever go to the funeral if something happens to his ferret? I mean, send me a link. I'll watch it on Zoom. But I don't know. He loves it like I appreciate his unconditional love for his ferret. Tough to say that with a straight face. Happy early Father's Day, and happy June as we get into summer. It's summer vacay time, man. Enjoy yourself. Take care of yourself. Go out. Take some days off. Get in the sun. Get some vitamin D. If you're newly single, get some vitamin double D. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of family vacays coming to L.A. I'm traveling all over. I'm definitely going to probably run into some families at the airport that are on their wits' end. It's one of my favorite things to do is people watch at the airport, especially in L.A. When I come back to L.A., families that are coming to Disneyland or just leaving, you can tell. Because they got bags of Disney shit, and the parents are just like, oh, we're getting divorced. If you think we're not getting divorced, Tina, I saw the way you looked at the guy who ran the teacup machine. But Disneyland can also be that trip that saves the marriage. My dad and mom took us to a save the marriage trip, I think when I was 5, and I got lost. I've told this story before, but I got lost. Winnie the Pooh found me. And then 25 years later, weed brownies, went to Disneyland, got separated. Winnie the Pooh found me again. I was like, dude, you're never going to fucking believe this. But you found me 25 years ago, man, and now I'm fucked up on edibles, man. I'm having heart palpitations, and I need your assistance, man. Can you get me back to my family? And Pooh, in character, doesn't break and just goes, ooh. And I was like, dude, I'm having a fucking heart attack, man. My heart's popping out of my chest. And eventually, another Disney assistant noticed my giant gestures and was like, looks like someone's not having a magical time. I'm like, I'm having a Disney panic attack. He chuckled. I sweated. And then got to one of those mist machines. Love a good Disney mist machine. Love a good Disney mist machine. All right, guys. That's it. Enjoy the week. Like and subscribe. My special drops June 16th. This Sunday. YouTube. Dr. Phil Live with Dax Shepard, Sal Volcano, Rick Glassman, Justin Willman, and Blake Griffin drops June 14th, this Friday. And a big Dr. Phil tour announcement coming soon. But until then, see ya. Got to figure out an ending.